I took classes almost exclusively from Eric Sussman for my last 2 years. He was, if you haven't heard about him, he was named the outstanding teacher for the full-time MBA program, and definitely deserved it. He teaches a real estate class, special advanced topics in accounting, I think a few other accounting classes that he might start next year, and just a really exciting teacher. And I think you get, if I were to describe the academic experience in kind of a nutshell, you start out your first year and a half in the more academic side, where they teach you the concepts and they really give you a strong foundation for economics, for finance, for accounting. And then as you get to your year and a half point, you kind of figure out what you're interested in, what kind of drives you. And then you have the opportunity to take the electives. The electives are extremely practical and really give you real world information and real world know-how, so that as I was taking my electives, I walked in the next day to my internship after my second year, and the topics that we were going over in my corporate financial reporting class were paying off day one of my internship. So you really have that kind of crossover between academia and practical information. And I thought Professor Sussman was the epitome of practical demonstration and really teaching you what the business world does.
I think, I have to agree with the Sussman angle. I mean, I feel like just having taken a real estate class from him, if I was going to go out and buy an apartment building, I think I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have to learn. There's idiosyncratic aspects to any deal, but I have a framework, and I feel comfortable doing that. So that's amazing to me. But I think my favorite academic experience here was my very first class was with Professor Bush. I really enjoyed it. He teaches managerial economics, or I hope he still will. I know he will. Okay. And I felt like that was kind of it's one of the first classes that you take, and for so many people, thinking about economics is this complete paradigm shift from the way that they perceive the world and the way they think about how incentives affect our lives. I don't know if there's any specific anecdote that I could share, but I just recall him being extremely well prepared, very understanding that he's got a broad audience with different backgrounds, trying to learn this kind of esoteric subject, and just an incredible teacher, very clear. The way that he describes some tricky concepts like inflation, I still use when a friend asks me about how inflation works. I use similar anecdotes to what Professor Bush used in class. So I thought that was great. A great introduction to Anderson.
I won't talk about specific classes, but I will talk about to prospective students is the fact that the most rewarding classes that I took here were the ones that maybe might have a stigma out there as being the most challenging. I know that probably correlates. The most challenging is going to be the most rewarding, but I know there's some students out there who might think, oh, this is going to be too much of a tax on my time. Specific classes I've taken, Sussman's class is very demanding, Cochran's class was very demanding, and a lot of these classes scare students away because they know they're going to have to spend more time on them. But those are the classes that I probably got the most out of, because it really makes you go out of class and do a lot of studying outside of class and applying the material that you learn in class to your homework, and then bringing it back to class and actually talking about it with the students in class, because a lot of those classes were heavy on the cold calls in class, which scare a lot of students, but I found that it's a lot more threatening to hear somebody tell you about it than actually sit through it. It's never been as bad as what people make it out to be. So that's my recommendation to students, is really go after the challenging classes here at Anderson, and you'll find that you'll get the most out of them.